Hello children, I hope you are all happy and safe. Welcome to this special English hour. Here, every day, we will learn something new in a fun and interesting way. Children, now I would like to ask you a few questions. Let us share our thoughts and ideas. Children, are all your friends the same? Do they all have the same interests or hobbies? And do they all like the same thing? No, right? Each of your friend is unique and special. Every friend is different, right? So children, every human being is unique and special in their own way. Persons with physical challenges also have their special abilities. Today, I would like to share with you the story of one such person who had physical challenges but used her special abilities to overcome all those challenges. Would you like to know her story? Then come, let's read. Children, today we'll be reading a wonderful lesson. The title of the lesson is Helen Keller. If you have a textbook, please open to page number 77 and point to the words as I read. If you don't have a textbook, please see your TV screens and listen to me carefully. While we are reading, please look out for the new words we just noted earlier and try to guess their meaning. Helen Keller. This is the story of a child who became completely deaf and blind before she had learned to talk. Because of her own courage and also that of her wonderful teacher, she learned to talk and write. She was able to go to school and to college and to live a full and happy life. Helen was born in 1880 in a small town in the southern USA. At 18 months, when she was beginning to talk, she suddenly became terribly ill and very nearly died. When she recovered, she was completely deaf and blind. So children, this story is about Helen Keller, who is a very inspiring person. Helen Keller was born in the year 1880 in USA. When Helen was very small, she was hardly 18 months old when she started learning how to speak. She fell very ill at that time. She nearly died. But when, luckily, she recovered, she had gone completely deaf and blind. But because Helen had a lot of courage and she got a lot of encouragement from her teacher, Helen learned how to talk and also how to write. Helen went to school and also to college and lived a fulfilled life. It is very difficult for a deaf child to learn to talk. Most babies learn by hearing other people talking, but The deaf child cannot hear anyone, so how can she know what talking sounds like? Many deaf people learn to lip read, and they become very clever at understanding what other people are saying by watching them. But Helen could not see what other people were doing. She remembered a few words known before she was ill. For instance, she went on calling water wa, wa. But she had to make signs for most things. She would shake her head for no and nod for yes. A pull meant come and a push go. But of course, she could say very little like this and depended entirely on other people. Most children learn to talk by listening to others. But deaf children can't listen to others, so it becomes difficult for them to learn to talk. So what they do is, they closely see how people speak, how their lips move. Deaf children learn to lip read, and that's how gradually they learn to speak. Helen could not see as well, so it became very difficult for her to learn to speak. She only remembered one word, water. She would say wa wa for water. This was the only word she had learnt before she lost her ability to hear. After that, Helen would nod her head for yes, would shake her head for no, and pulling someone meant come, pushing someone meant go. But there was very little that she could express with these actions. She entirely was dependent on others to understand her. Yet, Helen had an active mind and a clever brain and wanted to do and say everything any other child would. She used to get into terrible tempers when she could not explain what she meant or understand what others wanted. Then, when Helen was nearly 7, Anne Sullivan came to teach her and look after her. This clever and devoted teacher changed Helen's life. Helen was very clever and had an active brain. She wanted to do everything just like the other children. She would get into terrible tempers when she was not able to express herself or when she could not understand others. When Helen was 7 years old, Anne Sullivan entered her life. Anne Sullivan was Helen's teacher. It was because of this devoted teacher that Helen's life changed. Anne Sullivan herself had been nearly blind and had been at a school for blind people. There, Anne Sullivan had learnt the finger spelling method. She felt sure that this was the only way to talk to Helen and teach her to say what she wanted, because Helen could not see her making the signs. She would spell the words onto her pupil's hand. Helen had become very sensitive to the feel of things, much more sensitive than most people are. She could soon tell the difference between the feel of one letter and another. Anne Sullivan herself had been nearly blind. She attended the school for blind children. There she learnt the finger spelling method. She knew that Helen could not see her making signs and speaking with her in sign language. So she decided to teach Helen using finger spelling method. Helen was very sensitive to touch. Soon she learnt the difference between the letters that her teacher drew on her palm. Miss Sullivan gave Helen a doll, and when she gave it, she spelled the letters DOLL onto Helen's hand. She did this with the names of other things such as CAKE, cake, and MUG, mug. Helen obediently spelled them back, but she did not understand what it all meant and soon grew bored and unhappy. She would not try any more, and poor Anne Sullivan did not know what to do next. Miss Anne Sullivan gifted Helen a doll and wrote its spelling on her hand. The same way Miss Anne Sullivan started teaching Helen spellings by writing them on her hand. At first, Helen was very attentive and obediently spelled the letters back. But gradually, she got bored and was unhappy. She would not show much interest in learning. Miss Anne Sullivan did not know what to do next. Then, one day, Miss Sullivan took Helen outside to the water pump. As the water spilled into Helen's mug and overflowed on her hand, Miss Sullivan spelled WATER, water, on her other hand. Suddenly, Helen's face lit up. She understood that WATER, water, was the name of this cold, wet stuff, and it came to her in a flash that everything has a name. So Miss Anne Sullivan tried another idea. One day she took Helen outside to the water pump and asked Helen to stand close to the water pump with a mug held in her hand. The water filled the mug, and after a while the water began to overflow on Helen's hand. Miss Anne took Helen's other hand and wrote water on it. At that very instant, Helen understood that the cold stuff that was falling on her hand was water, and that everything has a name. Touching her little sister, she spelled baby, B-A-B-Y, which was one of the words Miss Sullivan had shown her. All that day and for days after, Helen darted from one thing to the next, demanding that Miss Sullivan should spell their names for her. She became so excited she could hardly control herself. At last, words began to have a meaning for her. She then learned the names of actions as well as things: sit, stand, run, walk, and then descriptions of things and actions: hard, soft, quickly, slowly. From then on, she was able to learn as any child does. Only Helen spelled words with her fingers instead of saying them aloud. Although she made noises, she still could not talk. Then Miss Anne Sullivan took Helen to her little baby sister. While Helen was touching the baby, Miss Anne Sullivan wrote on her hand BABY. Helen was very excited about this. One after the other, she kept running to different things, touching them and demanding Miss Anne Sullivan to write their names on her hand. After a while, Helen learned the names of many objects around her. Slowly, she learned the names of actions like run, walk, sit, stand. Then she learned the description of actions, slowly, quickly, etc. Helen learned a lot of names of things around her. She could now start learning like any other child. But she still could not talk. She would make only noises. Now that she had started to learn, Helen, with her quick brain and good memory, learned very fast indeed. She learned to spell words incredibly fast, and soon she and her beloved teacher could have long conversations. Wherever they went, Miss Sullivan described things to her and told her what people were saying. Helen soon learned to write on a special frame with ridges to keep the lines straight, and later she learned to type. She began to read Braille books. Slowly, Helen started learning about everything around her. Wherever they went, Miss Anne explained to her about the place where they were. She would describe the place to Helen. She would also tell her what others were talking about. Then Helen learned how to write on a special slate. Then she learned to type. Gradually, she also learned how to read Braille. The next thing was to learn to talk aloud. For this, she had a special teacher who taught her how to move her lips and tongue. Helen quickly learned to talk also and to listen to people speaking by putting her sensitive fingers on their lips and throats. This meant that she could talk with people who did not know the finger spelling method, so long as they spoke distinctly. All this was hard work, needing endless patience by both pupil and teacher and long practice. Helen then had another teacher who taught her how to speak. Slowly, Helen also learned how to listen to other people by keeping her sensitive fingers on their lips and on their throat. People had to only speak distinctly so that Helen could understand what they were saying. But all of this required a lot of hard work and long hours of practice. In time, she could talk, read and write, and even learned to speak French and German. Now, Helen was determined to go to university and take a degree. When she was 20, she sat for the entrance examination of Radcliffe College, one of the best colleges in America. The papers were set in Braille and she typed her answers. Of course, she could not read what she had written. She had to take a chance that she had made no mistakes. She had no difficulty in passing the examination and entering Radcliffe. Miss Sullivan was with Helen all through her time at the university. In the end, this girl, who at 7 had lived in a dark world, unable to hear or speak, won high university honors. Throughout her life, she helped other blind people to find courage. She traveled all over the world, inspiring everyone by her example. Helen Keller lived to a ripe old age of 88. She passed away in 1968. Helen learned to read, write, and speak. She also learned German and French. She attended college at Radcliffe College, one of the best colleges in America. Miss Anne Sullivan was always with Helen throughout her years at the university. Helen traveled across the world, sharing her inspiring story with lots of people. She spent her life helping other blind people. She passed away at the age of 88 in the year 1968. Children, I hope you all liked the story of Helen Keller. While reading the lesson, we came across some new words. I would now like to share with you the meaning of the new words, and let's try to frame some simple sentences using these words. The first word is expensive. Expensive. Expensive means something which has a high price. My mother bought me an expensive dress. Next word, envelope. 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 It is a cover to a letter. The postman read the address on the envelope. Next word, intrigued. Intrigued. Intrigued means to arouse interest. This book intrigued me. Next word, destination. 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 When we set out for a journey, we are headed towards a destination, a place. The bus arrived late at the destination. Next word, territory. Territory. Territory means the border of a place. The soldiers guard the Indian territory. Children, I hope you all enjoyed today's session. I would now request you all to please make some time and share the story of Helen Keller with your friends and family. Children, till we meet next time, please take care. Bye-bye and stay safe.